Did you know that New York, as you know it, is about to change dramatically? After the generation of super-thin skyscrapers in Central Park, the generation of supermassive towers is just around the corner. Currently, there are almost 30 projects planned for 2030, and for this video I've selected the 5 most imposing on that list, so let's get started. In 2018, the famous investment bank JP Chase announced that it would demolish its headquarters at 270 Park Avenue, replacing it with a brand new building that would be twice as tall. The British architectural firm Foster & Partners was chosen to carry out the project with the aim of designing a 423-meter-high building. Since then, work has progressed well, and the skyscraper structure can now be seen rising into the Midtown skyline. By late September, construction had reached the 4th of the 5 tiers. On Monday, November 20th, a topping-out ceremony was held for the 1,388-foot tower. Reports indicate that the beam marks the highest floor of the 60-story tower. The structure for the tower's roughly 135-foot crown still needs to be erected toward the very end of the year. But we'll have to wait a little longer to see the finished tower, since the JP Chase building has put forward a date of 2025 for delivery of the skyscraper. According to the studio, a 60-story building will be New York City's largest all-electric tower with net zero operational emissions, and will be 100% powered by energy sourced from a hydroelectric plant in New York State. Once completed, this imposing skyscraper will have the capacity to accommodate 14,000 group employees. In order to obtain approval from the New York City Council to build its new headquarters, JP Morgan had to contribute to improving the neighborhood's quality of life by creating a new public square in front of its new tower, for the hefty sum of $40 million. Demolition work on the old HQ began in 2019 and took over 2 years. Incidentally, the old building became the tallest skyscraper ever demolished, surpassing the previous record holder, the Singer Building, demolished in 1968 after 60 years of flourishing. And that's a real shame because it was truly superb. To build the tallest structure possible, the financial giants spent lavishly to buy out the air rights of owners of neighboring plots, which are indispensable in New York if you want to build high up. So, although Midtown East zoning permits the construction of a 477-meter tower on this site, the height of the tower was nevertheless set lower, as the building would have required deeper foundations, which could have interfered with the subway tunnels and marshalling tracks of Grand Central Station, which lie just below. In any case, this tower is surely the most successful of those I'm going to show you today. The second tower is the Tower 5th, a 474-meter-high skyscraper, proposed by New York real estate developer Harry McLough, who also built another well-known Midtown skyscraper, 432 Park Avenue. The architectural firm Gensler, famous for its Shanghai Tower, has been commissioned to design the project. If completed, Tower 5th will be New York's second tallest building by roof height, just 6 meters behind the Commodore Tower, which we'll see next. It will also be located in Midtown East, a few meters from the famous Fifth Avenue, and directly opposite St. Patrick's Cathedral, which will be visible from the lobby. Plans for the skyscraper were first revealed in January 2019, and Harry McLough has already purchased the site planned for the tower for the sum of $44 million. There are currently 2 low-rise buildings to be demolished, including the Venezuelan consulate. Demolition permits were filed in April 2020. Moreover, no completion date has been presented either. But according to the New York Times, the developer has already met with the Landmarks Preservation Commission and members of the City Council to speed up the construction process, but the project is likely to be confrontational due to its proximity to several important monuments and buildings, such as St. Patrick's Cathedral and Rockefeller Center. However, If approved, the Tower Fifth will join this new generation of matchstick skyscrapers, which have been flourishing just a stone's throw from Central Park since 2014. The base of the tower rests on a narrow pedestal, which will rise almost 122 meters above the street, surpassing the spires of the neighboring cathedral by 20 meters. This impressive balance, which rests on its structural core, really does give us that striking sensation of fragility, as with the Citigroup Center Tower. As for the upper part of the building, it will house large, open spaces with long lines of windows, maximizing the entry of natural light and the appreciation of panoramic views. But the best feature of Tower Fifth will undoubtedly be its cantilevered observation deck, called the Sky of the Americas, which will rise to 442 meters, making it not only the highest observation deck in the city, but also in the United States. It will also be the second highest in North America, just 5 meters from the CN Tower Skypod in Toronto. And the whole thing will even be outdoors, like its high-altitude restaurant. But what's even more impressive is its completely transparent glass platform, which is sure to delight thrill seekers. A bit like the Skywalk Glass Bridge at the Grand Canyon, or the Zhangjiajie Glass Suspension Bridge in China. The tower has some serious arguments to win its building permit, but its unstructured block design, its overly imposing appearance, and its facade reminiscent of the highly criticized 432 Park Avenue don't really work in its favor. Many New Yorkers already take a dim view of it, finding it sorely lacking in elegance to match the neighborhood's